Scully Productions.
What's up, Joe? What's up, everybody? This is Jeff Fannell, Sports360. By now, you know the horrible news of the tragic passing of NBA legend Kobe Bryant. Kobe and his daughter Gianna were two of 9 people who died in a helicopter crash in California. This is devastating news, not only for the NBA, obviously for Kobe's family, for the sports world, and for all who admired Kobe. When I got the news, like many, I was simply in shock. Even now, it's still hard to fully process. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was 41 years old. He had retired after playing 20 years for the Los Angeles Lakers and was well on his way to just an incredible second act in his life, doing so many good things. And it's hard to process even now that this has happened. I remember when Kobe came into the league, and I watched him as a basketball fan. I watched him literally grow from a boy into a man. And the talent was obvious. But as you watched him grow, what became even more apparent was not only was he talented, but he had this unmatched passion, drive, commitment, determination to simply be the best. I heard some people say, and in the many tributes that have been coming in, both from those who are famous and not so famous, that this is like losing a member of the family. And in some ways it is. I mean, this just hits so very hard. For me, the only thing, I can liken it to 2 situations in my life. One was back in 1972. I was about 10 years old and got the news that Roberto Clemente had died in a plane crash while trying to deliver supplies to Nicaragua. And I remember at that time as a boy thinking that such things did not happen to stars. I couldn't quite process it. How could that happen? He's a baseball player. That doesn't happen to stars. And then later on in 1991, I remember when Magic Johnson held a press conference and announced that he had been diagnosed with the AIDS virus. And at that time, to have the AIDS virus was nearly the equivalent of a death sentence. And I remember crying upon hearing that news and watching that press conference. Magic Johnson was one of the reasons why I attended Michigan State University after graduating from high school. And so that hit me hard. And then this. And like I said, I'm still, like many, trying to process this. Like many, I admired Kobe, man. I mean, he was just special. He was just special. And his drive to be the best was inspiring to so many. But one of the other things that set him apart was his willingness to share his wisdom and the things that he picked up along the way. Not only with NBA players, but also with college players, WNBA players, and athletes from other sports. Kobe was an ambassador. He was ambassador for the game, but he was also just an ambassador for greatness. And he is gone far too soon. I remember listening to an interview of Kobe last year when he was talking about one of the things that he was doing in his second stage of life, and that was writing children's books. I mean, this man was talented. He won an Oscar a couple of years ago for an animated short. And I remember listening to this interview, and Kobe was talking about how heavily he was involved in the writing of the children's book, the character development, but also he talked about with equal passion the selection of the cover for the book. And I remember him saying how he rejected all kinds of covers because he said that it had to feel right, that he wanted parents who would purchase this book to know that an attention to detail and to quality went into every aspect of creating this book, right down to the cover and the feel of the cover. And it was those types of things about him, that refusal to say good enough, but to always push to be the very best and to produce the very best, whether it was on the basketball court or in his other endeavors. That is inspiring. There are many tributes that have come in and will continue to flood in from all around the world. Athletes, entertainers, politicians, and normal people. I believe that if we really want to pay tribute to Kobe Bryant, I believe that we all can play a part in it. One, by recalling his drive, his passion, his fierce determination to be the best basketball player he could be. Recall that, keep it in our heart and in our mind. And then second, emulate that. Put it into practice in our own lives. And let us have that same undeniable commitment and determination to be the best that we can be in every area of our lives. That, beyond all the words that will be spoken, will be the most fitting tribute that we could give to a very special player, a very special individual who has left us way too soon. And certainly our prayers and our love go out to the Bryant family and all who were close to him. But this is a sad time. This is a sad time. That's it for me. Jeff Fannell, Sports 360.